The book A Thousand Splendid Suns is a very depressing story about two women named Miriam and Layla who come from very different backgrounds but end up creating a very special bond despite their differences. The fact that Miriam was born out of an affair reminded me of Hassan from The Kite Runner because Hassan was also born out of an affair, and both Miriam and Hassan experienced tragedies that changed their lives. Miriam being abused by her husband Rashid and Hassan being raped by Asif. They both lost their mothers as well, and in the end, Miriam stayed at the house to take the blame of Rashid's death while protecting Layla, which is something I feel Hassan would do as well. So I found these two characters very similar. Anyways, Jalil already had three wives, so I don't know why he had an affair when he already had three women to sleep with, which is enough. So I guess I can see why the wives blamed Nana, who is Miriam's mother, because they probably thought she influenced Jalil to sleep with her. For this reason, Nana despised Jalil because she felt that he betrayed her, and she wanted Miriam to feel the same way about Jalil. But Miriam liked her father because he always told her stories. But on her birthday, she wanted to watch a movie with him, but he never showed up, and she ended up sleeping on the streets in front of his house while he was still inside, and she was very disappointed about that. But on her return to home, she found that her mother committed suicide, which is very tragic. But I also found it very ironic because Nana said that all a woman needs to learn was how to endure and suffer, but she ended up committing suicide, which means she didn't endure. So Jalil took in Miriam, and his wives immediately married her to Rashid in an attempt to get rid of her. And it took some time for Miriam to adjust to her new life, especially after all that happened, but she slowly began to be comfortable and felt loved from Rashid's small acts of kindness. However, all that ended when she miscarried and brought out Rashid's wrath. Miriam wondered if her inability to get pregnant was some sort of punishment for betraying her mother. This reminded me of Amir, who had a similar thought. When he was trying to make a child with his wife Soraya, who was unable to get pregnant, he felt that it was his punishment for what he had done in the past. But, anyways, I wondered how it would have turned out if Miriam actually had a son. If Miriam would have lived happily with Rashid. But I doubt that. Anyways, by this time the book introduces Layla, who lives close to a normal life, going to school, having feelings for a boy, and going on trips. Layla falls in love with a boy named Tariq. But before Tariq leaves, due to the progression of war, they make love, and Tariq begs her to marry him and go with him. But Layla stays loyal to her family, and says she cannot leave them. This shows the power of blood-related relationships, and how family love and loyalty outweigh romantic love. Um, Also, I believe Layla is a model of an independent woman since she was educated and had a hope for a future. She didn't worry about marrying a random man like every other girl did because she knew that her father wouldn't allow that. Her father supported her education. But however, all that ended when a stray rocket killed both her parents, and she was taken in by Miriam and Rashid, and which is where their lives are met. And Rashid convinces Miriam that marrying Layla would improve their reputation. This shows how marriage was used for social status and reputation rather than love. Um, However, Rashid ended up treating Layla the same way as Miriam, being abusive and all. One day, when Rashid finds out that Tariq returns to Layla, Rashid tries to kill Layla, and Miriam kills Rashid to protect Layla. This is where Miriam stays to take the blame and prevent further investigation of the murder. She insists that Layla and Tariq leave. And after the war, Layla returns to Kabul to visit Miriam's hometown and finds her inheritance from her father, and uses it to renovate the orphanage. This reminds me a lot about the Kite Runner because Amir returns to Kabul to resolve his memories, and it shows how people were drawn back to Kabul with a place of deep memories and relationships, and it shows the significance of the place itself. So the significance of the title, I feel like, is to describe the beauty of Afghanistan. But I find that to be ironic because the book depicts the complete destruction of Afghanistan. However, I guess the title forces you to remember what it used to be like, and it also just suggests that the beauty of Afghanistan lives on in the love and sacrificial relationship that Layla and Miriam developed together. So the title becomes a reference to the city of Kabul and the woman of Afghanistan.